Real talk, SLM clan. Did Onyeka really carry the show? Because I mean, this is according to her, right? I mean, she has stated stuff about her. You guys have seen. You must have watched. You've watched, episode 1 to 4, right? I mean, today we'll just crown everything. That's the end of the whole reunion.
We'll see.
Crazy. But seriously, according to Onyeka, talking about how she carried the show, entertained the whole of Africa, did she really do that? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that statement? You? Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
She actually did, like, undisputable.
Yeah. You can't.
She carried the show, to be honest.
Yeah. You can't even argue that to begin with. I don't think that is even. Yeah, that's not something one can actually argue about, right? But at least
you see.
Yeah.
So you see now.
Yeah.
It's undisputable that she carried the show. You're not being delusional.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But when you're lying. I don't know if you understand me. Is your body not like itching you when you like lie? Do you understand what I mean? Because obviously we know that she carried the show like top 3, Abby.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to say.
Okay.
But when it comes to something that's very obvious, please let's just call a spade a spade.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
She did. Like I said, I agree with her opinion. She knows what she was talking about. You understand, right? Unlike KELLYRAE, for example, when he said, if you were to come back to the show, who win again? I said, bro, you don't know what you're talking about.
Again?
In my opinion, bro, impossible.
You won't
smell it. You understand? Because I told you guys before this over and over again. This guy, he did nothing in the house. You understand? And I said there's certain factors that contributed to that winning. Starting off with Kassia and Toby Forge. That one sealed. And secondly, it made a whole lot of sense, when they understood the game of no lose guard. So they were not even winning inside. They were winning outside. And that played a major role. You understand, right? No lose guard. People from outside knew their marital status. People from inside did not know. So it made a whole lot of sense, right?
I feel like based on like game plan.
Yeah.
He did it. But carrying the show.
Yeah.
No.
Game plan was done on full effect from Cassia's side because it made a whole lot of sense when Toby Forge was. It wasn't on. See, look.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about I'm
talking about as an individual.
Their marriage actually helped them win. That's just right? What it is.
Cool, right? But if Onyeka actually said that she carried the show, I mean, yeah, she did. You understand, right? She did a whole lot, right? And the only problem, like I told you, I had with her was the fact that, when you spot your line about certain stuff, she doesn't own up to her bullshit. She's always too sly about it, right? And I mean, you actually do something and she knows that thing was done. But the way she twists this, you start asking yourself, did this really happen? She's very confident with spin rubbish, right?
Yeah.
That's Onyeka, right? But did she carry the show? Yes, she did. Amazing stuff. Well, let's listen to this space, SLM clan. Let's listen to what those people had to say. I said, okay, while I know the finish. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. You were so available. In the first week, I remember that stupid Tofa saying, you are everywhere. Hi. And that thing pained me. Look at this small boy. Look at this skinny iron. That thing pained me. But he wasn't wrong. Yeah. Onyeka needs to learn fine girl behavior. Yeah. When you look like her, when you're smart like her, when people will talk about you, whether you're quiet or you're talking like her, you need to respect that energy. You do not spread that energy everywhere. Yeah. That energy is not meant to be felt by everybody.
And that was what Nengi had.
Exactly. Yeah. Nengi had fine girl behavior to the maximum.
Yeah.
Cece, fine girl behavior to the maximum. Mercy Lambo, fine girl behavior to the maximum. You have to say, if you're only going to be in my presence, if I want you in my presence.
Yes, true.
Onyeka will go from, she will talk to Sue, she talk to Tofa, and you know what pains me the most? None of these niggas stood by her 10 toes. Why? Because they didn't have to earn her loyalty.
Yeah.
They didn't have to earn it.
Yeah.
Forget the strategy, this one, that to me is her biggest mistake. The lack of fine girl behavior.
She should have.
How would she have actually been this Onyeka today saying that I carried the show? If she was actually like that, she wouldn't have even carried the show in the first place. And according to her, that was like her priority to be everywhere. So it's either you choose to be quote unquote have fine girl character or behavior, or you will be everywhere. I don't think you can do both.
Well,
can you?
First of all, this fine girl
You
behavior P or
you
whatever these people are saying, fine girl behavior, fine girl behavior, fine girl behavior. I mean, well, maybe I'm just boiling down to the fact that they are stating that she actually sold herself cheap. According to what they said, right? The guys around her, people around her, they couldn't stand on their 10 toes because they didn't have to earn her loyalty. Do you know what it means not for someone to earn your loyalty? It shows you're actually cheap. You're just earning her rights. But there are ones that you just you have to do a whole lot before you can earn, one's loyalty, right? That's when Onyeka was just here. Well, that is what she wanted to do. But does that really mean fine girl behavior? Fine girl behavior, you called Mercy. Fine girl behavior, you called CC. Fine. Look, this thing boils down to interest at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's interest. You understand? Because CC did a whole lot, but people were still interested in CC. You understand? Mercy did her own, people were still interested in Mercy. Nengi, even look at Bella. Look at Bella now, you understand, right? I just feel like, people,
but they are not the same.
People have selective interest in people. People have selective interest in people.
It's not really about selective interest.
For me, selective interest.
At the end of the day, it's how they carried themselves at the end of the day. Even the Bella that you're talking about did not really sell herself she wasn't so available to people. The only part you're talking about is the part where she was so rude, talking to people anyhow. But Bella did not give people the luxury of her time.
What are you talking about? If someone else, for example, were to do what Bella did, do you think that person will see the light of day? I'm talking about selective interest here, and that plays a major role in some things. There are people that will do something that another person will do to call it pass. They'll call it pass.
I get what you're saying, but I'm talking about based on the topic they are talking about.
It's still the same thing. It's still the same thing.
So you're telling me now that if Bella was everywhere, people would have accepted her properly.
Let me give you a perfect example, right? Kassia, for example, can be anywhere, everywhere, at any given time. We Toby Forge, we do the song, we do that. Almost everybody will call it pass. Hope you know. If Victoria were to let's say play Onyeka's role with her talking anyhow, doing this thing, less of the whole class or whatever, do you know, I can tell you my full chest that most people will still call it pass. But definitely there's just something off about Onyeka that when she does something, the thing always just go against her. Yeah.
Maybe
a certain flow, a certain vibe. I don't know what to call it, but whenever she does something, okay, for example, now she has a certain kind of vibe that when you look at her, okay, yeah, she has this kind of strong magnetism, right? It can attract, right? But whenever she opens her mouth and just then you like waiting.
She has the aura. She has the magnet.
She has a magnet.
But
whenever it activates, things could just be like I don't know what to call that. Yeah, but I don't know. But for me, I feel a selective interest, right? But with the whole, fangirl behavior, this and that, I don't know what that means with the whole fangirl behavior. Like,
maybe it's just like how you carry yourself. For me, I just felt like the only thing that messed Onyeka's game up was the lies.
Yeah, that was just
That's
it.
Just it. It was the lies, and she kept lying. She couldn't stop.
Yeah,
that's just where she just messed up.
Yeah.
If not,
I mean, what's there? What haven't you seen before?
Exactly.
What haven't you seen before? Yeah. Right? At the end of the day, almost everything was all about, the whole man situation. For example, she had the audacity to say that Victoria started the triangle. Right. Now, if you hear that now, you ask yourself, okay, what is really going on? Now, she couldn't own up to the fact that she was the one that was almost everywhere or anywhere where Ozzy and Victoria were spotted. If someone is not bothered about such people, there is no how you be monitoring that person. There's no how you be talking to your sister about that person. There's no how you be creating narrative and simple or deadly agendas about that person. You understand, right? If you're not bothered about something, you need to show that you're not interested in that thing. If Victoria said that she wasn't interested with the whole Ozzy and Onyeka something, I'll believe that because it was evident, it was clear. And it was even Ozzy that showed that he was the one that was even interested. You understand, right? For Victoria, she just wanted friendship. You understand? But for the whole Onyeka something again, she lied again that she never met Victoria to ask about certain stuff about Ozzy. So again, so clearly she's always built with the lies with so much confidence. And for me, that's a crazy turn off, right?
Yeah.
Besides that, it is what it is because, something happened there. Someone has to tell her this. This person said, Sha, you don't make people to lose their voices for reunion. And you did here, they enjoy your life. The person laughed. The biggest, we did your back. They defend, of course, heart emoji and kisses, right? And which Onyeka responded and said, I am in SA, I'm in South Africa, living my best life. If they are so upset, they should book a flight and come and beat me. That's what she said. So in other words, putting out, this provocation, instead I provoke you people, I dare you people, if you are so obsessed about me, book a flight and come and beat me.
Who have time to book a flight to come and beat you in the first place?
Goodness,
I don't please. The arena has aired, and you guys filmed it whenever you guys filmed it. So you saying, book a flight to come and beat me.
Crazy.
You know in your head it's not even possible. Nobody have that time to come and do that.
This is a direct, message, to Kassia, to Victoria, to KELLYRAE, to everyone, of course, that stood against that, right?
You did yours, they did theirs.
Example, right? It. So if you're obsessed, she's saying, book a flight and come and, this and that, right? All I know is that, this stuff that's just happening. When she said this, I just remember the whole sliced bread head, this head, that head. ADHD.
The fact where she played the ADHD card during the reunion.
How?
You now remember all of a sudden you have ADHD.
How?
Because that was the reason why you're rambling.
I mean, what are you talking about? It shook me was when you stated something about what she said. Okay. The whole stuff that when she knew about this whole triangle with and Ebuka asked that. I even thought that maybe I was going to hint at that, but I don't know why he dropped that. Yeah.
Yeah, SNL, if you guys remember yesterday's episode, I should even say yesterday and 2 days ago episode because I don't know what then I went to Showmas to delete it. Anyways, if you guys remember when Ebuka said, why were you coming for Victoria when you were in the house? She was like, Ebuka, it was when I came out and I saw a video of her and Sean planning the whole triangle thing. That was when I knew that Victoria wanted the triangle by fire by force. And Ebuka was like, if you knew outside the house, how were you now insulting the babe in the house? That was when she clocked her lies and started saying, Ebuka, no.
She sensed it.
It was when we were having a conversation in the house. And I asked her, did you like Ozzy? She said, no, they were just catching cruise. That was when I knew.
Yeah. She slipped it,
the triangle.
She was really quick. Before she said that, it was from outside. When she came outside, she got that, conversation about this whole stuff with Sean about the whole triangle something. So people kind of, okay, if you knew outside, so why was it that in the house we're still having an issue with this babe? She now know, that she sensed it. She quickly changed it. So I mean, I don't know. She's just so crazy about that. But I mean, that is what you feel about the S&M client. Well, aside that, this person told...
I feel like Ma should really find her. Yeah. To be honest, because at this point, it's not making sense.
She needs a man.
So what is the problem? What is actually the issue, if not because of man? What is the issue?
All right. Well, this person said this to Kassia, right? That look at you. I thought you were mature. Now I have seen your true color. And of course, Kassia told the person, use the color, paint your house. Use that color, that true color, that beautiful color, or whatever color you saw from me. Use it to paint your house.
Color discoverer.
It's all these people talking about, I thought you were mature. Now you thought something. It's more like, even when you thought that, you were not even there for the person.
I thought you have sense.
Exactly. You were still distant. You were still doing your stuff from afar. You were still doing your stuff, right? Now the person will do something, you will say, I thought you were this. Oh, I thought this person was this. You don't have to think anything. Whatever has happened has happened. Then you get lost. It's that simple, right?
So I've discovered your true color. Never really starts.
I've not seen anything, right? Of which, Casia said this, right? Use the color and paint your house.
Please go.
It's like, for example, you would cry about how, you don't like this person. Do you expect me to like rubbish? No, really? You want me to prove to you that I like rubbish?
I feel like there's this whole recessive. I don't know if I should say the brain, like it keeps going becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. Because tell me why you clearly know, like it's so obvious that someone did something and someone is calling it out, and the only thing you could get from what the person is saying is hate. Have you really like look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why do I understand things in a very stupid way, in a very slow way, in a very dull way? You were not even trying to say, okay, this is what the person did. Let's even discuss it. No, you jump and say, oh, the person hates this person. Why should I take you seriously in the first place? Blocked. Nonsense.
Almost every fan of every fave, almost every, not all, but almost most of them are not open-minded people.
Are not. Even the ones you thought
were open-minded can never be open-minded.
They are not. I was shocked. They
you understand, right? So if you're standing a fave, we know get sense. Automatically, for me, you know get sense.
True.
You understand, right? But if you're open-minded, you're able to like know your left from your right. You people don't know your left from your right, right? So if, for example, Onyeka lied, and Shaq says, Onyeka did not lie. Oh, Shaq loves Onyeka. Thank you very much. May God punish you.
I can never.
You understand, right? Because that will never happen.
I can never do that.
You don't expect me to like rubbish.
When I'm done saying that, when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, child.
I feel like, wait, to be this.
Child.
You understand, right?
This
So
is
it's
how you have
happen.
reduced yourself.
Right? So the only thing you can do for yourself is to make yourself happy by saying things yourself. Build your bubble. Continue living in your delusions. You understand, right? Do your stuff. Put out your stuff. Put out your post and talk about how you guys doing okay. It's that simple. You'll be happy. You'll be wild. You'll be free. So I mean, aside that, it's just what it is, right? Because now they're not calling Victoria the barrister. Yeah, that's what is happening now. Yeah, they're not calling her, that she's the real, lawyer. She's the real barrister, right? Because this person said MVP of the entire BB Nigeria reunion is Victoria, a respectable, natured babe. She has been constantly goaded since the reunion started, but she just avoids, and I love her for it. Today cleared the air with honesty. The last MVP I said, I take it back, right? Now this person said Victoria is the real lawyer. Today, your name is Barrister CEO Victoria. Case closed. No appeal. She came prepared with facts, vibes, and boldness. Objection overruled, Your Honor. All right. So, well, I mean, it's just, what it is about this whole, Victoria stuff. Yeah. She's able to handle, certain stuff because at the end of the day, that is what people spot. They will know a lie from when one is not really lying. You understand? Victoria stated the obvious, right? Did she lie about anything? No. And no, you people, I don't know. They will see something that is clearly white. They will say it's black. They will see something that is clearly black. They will say it's white. I don't know how to help you people, but like I said, I'll say it again. Save up that money quick, right? It is what it is, because another person said this, right? That another application posts for the CEO of Pastors Global Travels, Barrister Victoria, of course, I'll put her name, that she has proven tonight that she's indeed a classic queen and a mature one. So it's always about this, barrister. I beg, I don't hear. All right, so it is what it is. Well, this person was talking about Nelly and said, I can't stand Nelly, and do you know why? She never showed us her true self. It's all Mercy case tutoring. I see.
Do you think she played the Mercy case strategy in the house? People were saying she looked like her, or she looks like Mercy, or something like that.
Yeah.
But did she play the Mercy card? I don't know.
Well,
but even if they are referring it to the part where she was
fashions are changing,
she couldn't wear the same outfit the same day. She's always changing all the time.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's Mercy's.
Yeah, come on. Why would you tag that to Mercy? Understand? The only thing was more of you're stating that she looks like Mercy or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is quite crazy because Mercy came before her.
Exactly.
Exactly. You will see something when they born Nelly. They never still born Mercy. I mean, if Nelly had come before Mercy, everybody would be saying Mercy look like Nelly. Please, now have sense, right? But I mean, in terms of how not really been comfortable with herself or whatever, yeah, I quite agree. Just
she didn't show us her true
self. But
yeah, it's just the part where she decided that she doesn't want to show the world, and there's nothing bad about it.
Yeah,
there's nothing bad about it. Understandable that the show is where people expect you to show every part of yourself, but someone can decide not to show that part of themselves, and the repercussion might be you getting evicted. That's just what it is.
Yeah, sure.
But it doesn't mean that she was like fake because she didn't show part of herself.
Yeah.
Someone can decide not to show that, and there's nothing you can do about it.
All right, cool. Fair enough. Well, it is what it is. Well, this person said this right, that by this time next month, a new season begins. All those good housemates should enjoy and milk this last 1 month with Biggie's fan. With Biggie's fan, because they'll be having new faves soon. Good thing is the audition processes of season 10 is different and promises to be far interesting. Well, we hope so, whatever, right? But this person is saying that, there's no permanent, fan base, right? The next season will come, they'll move over to the next fave. Because another next fave can be Mayowa. Mayowa might be there just doing the stuff for this time. Go see people go the fight heaven and that's because of Mayowa.
True.
You understand? Mayowa no say person they come from a angle.
Yes.
There's already a winner already prepared, guaranteed. There's already a winner already. That next person come. You talked about what that person did. No make sense. You hate the
person.
He did though.
Like new comments. New comments.
You understand, right?
Like they are waiting to start, unleashing.
Crazy. Well, it says that, lastly, this person said, thank God people like Mickey didn't dress that much for the reunion, because imagine investing too much in dressing like they always do and not utter a word for episodes. Wow. So in other words, Mickey had no...
Yeah, he didn't say anything, to be honest. So far, crazy. I don't know if they are going to do next week.
Okay.
But so far, he hasn't said anything. Next time we'll
All right. Well, it is what it is. Anything else on the table, please?
Nope.
All right. So I'm Clarence. Ready to the moment comment here. Let us know what you feel about this video. If you love this video, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And like our videos to share with this guy to say thank you. You guys are the very best. You guys are awesome. Always remember never to give up. Be the best at what you do. Success is guaranteed. No option to the guys for this guys.
Peace.